This is one of those characters where he's going to be able to hit the screen, hit those parts of the screen that only Snake seems he's able to hit sometimes. So, high recoveries, landing with grenade, those aren't necessarily going to be free, get out of jail free cards here for Hurt. So I'm very curious how they're going to be able to play around that. But characters are locked in, folks, for top 8 winner side on the line. PkChris trying to put the Hurt on Hurt.
This is super exciting if you are a Tri-State player who has been in the game, especially big shout outs to Long Island as well. This is their representative here going up against Hurt here. We'll see how exactly it's going to go, but starting out on Pokemon Stadium 2, finally just a nice stage here. But honestly, I'm anticipating a weird tempo here between both of these players, Koopa. It's going to be about stopping and waiting, but it is going to be Chris who's starting to close the gap a little early.
Yeah, you see Hurt just kind of dashing back and forth, trying to find a way in. That dash attack, a good way to do so. But again, now keeping the aerial string on here. Snake's going to only need to hit you like 7 or 8 times, but those moves are going to do a lot of damage. Bro's got the docks on.
Absolutely. I love the way that Chris isn't necessarily going up and challenging Hurt all the way through, but also using Side Magnet, of course, to heal, because those are projectiles. The PK Rocket to get away as well and constantly resetting neutral. This is a great start for Chris, but of course, you cannot sleep on Hurt. The moment that he gets set up, you blink and you miss it, right? Yeah. All of these stocks are essentially gone.
Yeah, there we go. Both players just kind of taking the time here, and that's something that's going to be very interesting, a very PSU-specific thing. If you stand at a certain distance from the character, the C4 is completely invisible to the eyes, so something you got to keep in mind here. The down air going to cover that regular getup, but now Hurt gets to set up shop here.
Looks comfortable too, Koopa. Now this is kind of the problem here. How do you get out? You cannot. So now you have to decide, well, if I can't recover low, can I recover high? And Ness recovering high, not exactly something that we see too often here. I like the air dodge to ledge here, but now once again, Hurt in a great lead, not giving up too much damage here as well. Chris trying to figure it out, will be able to find the Nair here, and it depends how crazy do you want to go and chase Hurt off stage.
Yeah, again, like we mentioned, that high recovery might not necessarily be a safe option here for Hurt. Force recover low, nice tech on the back air. Gonna get a second lease on life here.
I mean, he's played against a couple good Nesses or two, if you will, back in Japan. I mean, most notably Gact, of course, but we'll see how exactly this one is going to go down. It is going to be the back throw. No matter how heavy you are, Koopa, no matter where you are on the stage, 162, you are getting sent off.
The only constant in my life seems to be Ness's back throw killing me, so.
Ooh, okay, going to find the C4 hit, and now it's all up to Chris, getting hit twice here. Hurt, the sustainable damage is just chipping away at Chris's stock. 3 C4 in a row. That's tic-tac-toe, you're gone.
Yeah, bombs are away here for Hurt, able to generate a huge lead here. Let's see how Chris is going to be able to get back into the game. And again, that's slower pace of gameplay, seems to be favoring Hurt here.
It's all about Chris, though. I mean, he's managed to get the first stock off, and honestly, with a hype conversion off the side, maybe we could see another early stock, but look at the way that Hurt just waits for him, right? He's waiting for Chris to hit an initiation. He's always going in with the shield here, finds the Naruto to get something started. There's the first PK Thunder, but we'll be able to heal a little bit here. So now, essentially, if we're able to find that one good hit, that one good combo, we can get something going, but Hurt plays a little bit scrappy with a lot of his neutrals, right? And I love the way that he's always playing up close and personal.
Oh, okay, goes for the side B there. Gonna have to blow himself up. Chris trying to position himself to get the follow-up. Unable to do so. And then that dash attack again gonna break so nicely. That jump backer gonna catch. The F smash not gonna connect. And Chris went for did not opt to go for the ledge immediately right there. So that could have been a scenario for Hurt to maybe get in position for a follow-up, but just not quick enough.
Okay, there it is. Back air, though, is now Tri-State going to start trying to rally for Chris to bring this back. We've seen a great usage of the magnet as well, but now we're stuck on the side here. Smash not going to be enough here as the C4 is planted. Chris has to be careful. He has not done well in some of these side scenarios here, but he's actually going to fight it out. I was kind of hoping for the roll back to the stage a little bit to reset a little bit, because Hurt's very comfortable right now. Chris, though, going to get launched off once more. Off the side here is Hurt, finding these back airs so beautifully placed. Koopa.
Out for the up smash there. Not going to get a follow-up. We're nearing the grab death percent here, but instead it's going to be down air. And now we've reached the magic threshold here, Emily. A grab into a down throw up tilt is on the table here. Might not even need it, though. A raw hit from Snake in the corner might be enough to KO. Chris is going to have to start you know, going for some home runs here.
Yeah, and honestly, Hurt doesn't mind. I mean, he has a ton of time here. It's just Chris playing a lot better on the ledge here. The back air not going to be enough. 192 here on PkChris. Like you said, grab is online. It will just be the back air that doesn't do it just yet. PkChris going to survive at least a little bit. That angle on Rocket was beautiful, but can we get back in? Hurt going to roll away after not teching. Beautiful stuff from Chris, but now can Chris find a way to just not get touched at all?
Good parry right there. The dash not going to connect. 2:13 on the docket. Chris refusing to say when on this stock. And there we go to C4. It will catch right there. Hurt able to get on the board. And what was a war of attritions in that first game, Emily? My goodness.
It's the fact, Koopa, where do you go, right? Like, there's a lot of times like, we're okay, trying to recover high, trying to get something started, but my goodness, just the way that Hurt locks it down here, it's just so tight. See how exactly it's going to go for the rest of the set. Chris did a really good job, though, of keeping it close, right? Taking Hurt to last stock here, but it just felt like every single time we're recovering below the ledge, it's just Hurt saying, you know what, I'll just get my B&B all set up. And it's just the fact that I just think Chris has to come out swinging a little bit harder.
It's a tough game of cat and mouse to play here. Obviously, Ness has, you know, the combo potential for days, but it just feels like Slate's you know, long limbs are just slightly outranging you know, where Chris wants to put his hurt boxes. And we saw the ledge be a huge factor there, but small battlefield seems to be the stage here. Kind of go for some tighter quarters seems to make the difference here for Chris.
Yeah, I like the fact that we're kind of keeping it small, but keeping the same platform layout here. We'll see how exactly that's going to go. But the problem is Hurt just coming out of the gate within 20 seconds and getting 54% already. But here comes Chris, going to be able to find that falling fair. And down there as well. There's the roar of Tri-State. And my goodness, what a way to start this game.
Welcome to the Long Island Railroad, Hurt. Your train is delayed. Nonetheless, though, that's exactly the sort of stuff you need to see from Chris here. Again, being able to take advantage of Snake's, you know, pretty mediocre recovery is, you know, you need to capitalize on those instances when you can get them. So.
Kuba, I love the way that he's like upfront and personal right now with Hurt, saying, you know what, I'm not going to let this lead go to waste here. We're starting to recover a little bit differently off the ledge, though, if we are PkChris. And Hurt doing a really good job of controlling center stage, but the thing is, Chris is playing so carefully this time now, right? Going a little bit more for some of these down tilts and then backing up to a platform. And Hurt's just like, you know what, I'll wait for you to come to me. I'm up the whole game, but there's a dash attack, trying to get something started here. But now look at Hurt resetting. No fear in the world. Will be able to find a dash attack of his own, but let's see how Chris is going to get around this C4.
Very cheeky to drop the C4 while in crouch. Just like, I'm just going to plant this here, you know, without anybody seeing it. There we go. A lot of mortars at the ledge right here, forcing a different approach there from Chris. The up tilt on the platform, that sweet shin music. Going to get Hurt on the board here.
Yeah, that's the thing with going to a small battlefield, right? Snakes want one thing below the platform, and it's just that, right? The up tilt, absolutely one of the best KOs in the arsenal here. See how this one is going to go, though.
Snake players want only one thing, and it's disgusting.
But still, I mean, Chris still does have a great percentage lead here. We're starting to get into that very scary back throw territory here, but Chris can't commit because look at that C4 right on the side platform there. So now it's up to Hurt here. I love the way that he's anticipating Hurt blowing up the C4, but you can't hang out under there for too long. Hurt is a lot smarter than that.
Yeah, Hurt's been taking advantage of, you know, knowing that Chris is obviously going to have to do that 9 times out of 10. You know, it's able to heal damage off of Ness, but you can also capitalize on that. I feel like Snake has just enough burst to be able to punish that if Hurt is positioned well enough to jab to the back throw. That's going to do it. So that's going to put Chris up 2 stocks to 1 here, but however, not out of the woods just yet. That F tilt going to put the ball right back in Hurt's court, and just with a blink of an eye, Emily, back to an even stock game.
Kyle, how do you land? How do you land versus this guy? But oh my goodness, enough about that. Finds the PK fire into a couple of hits of the side magnet as well. So this is going to be last stock. Starting off pretty okay for Chris, but look at Hurt. This is what he does so well. He stacks on this damage so secretly. And Chris doing a great job of being very cognizant of where Snake projectiles are, but the PK rocket's going to allow for Hurt to follow up at this point. Still though, finding the side magnet into the nair here, and now we're just getting that chip damage essentially right back with the trail.
There you go, Hurt trying to burst through with the dash attack, but unable to connect right there. There we go, that F tilt's gonna provide the opening he might need here. His hit with the mortar, that's gonna reset the ledge trap scenario here, but Chris able to get around.
so close here. You have to watch all these interactions. Oh my goodness. Finds the forward air, though. Going to heal a little bit off of the grenade here as well. Hurt, though, going to be punished for dropping a sweet spot. Back air will do it. And the crowd roars as Tri-State takes its first game versus Japan.
Great stuff right there from Chris. Again, getting off to a strong start here. And again, you see these close quarter positions so hard to be in. And again, you know, being able to punish Nick on landing is so huge. So, you know, the up air, when up air hits you, it's really, really good, but, you know, leaves you open on the sides there as well. So let's see if Chris can carry this momentum moving forward. And again, the tone of that game was set so early, Emily, being able to hit through the Cypher. Oh boy. I just started sweating.
Dude, don't lie. You were at the
wait a second.
You were at the Sonic Symphony. I don't want to hear anything.
Yes, and it was beautiful, and I loved every second of it. I 3 times. Don't tell anybody, though. I'll deny it.
It's okay. I cried at the Pokemon Symphony and the Zelda Symphony. We're just nerds at the end of the day here. Going into the swing game here of game number 3 between Hurt and PkChris. On Final Destination. So this is going to be the first time we've actually seen FD, at least for me, all day, and also for me, all tournament at this point. Yeah,
I just feel like the stage feels like it you know, doesn't really give the benefits in the matches we've seen so far. But Hurt opting to go here again, making it so that you know, there are no places to hide for either combatant here. So it's going to force everyone to go back to the ledge. Let's see if Chris can take advantage of this here.
You know he was planning that C4 there, but honestly, Chris had nowhere else to run when coming out of the combo there too. I was just thinking to myself, Koopa, I really wanted to see kind of a further string along here. There's the Nikita, not going to be enough just yet. And I love the way this actually gives Chris some time to kind of reset neutral here, go back and let her kind of push through, right? Still though, finds the Nair here, still it's sitting at 104. I'm not comfortable if I'm Chris.
Yeah, scary position to be in. You see Hurt trying to push Shamble with that up tilt right there. Again, Hurt just doing so good at punishing these landings from Ness. Doesn't feel like Chris has anywhere safe to go here. Forced into a regrab scenario there. Only going to get a soft hit of the dash attack for his troubles, though.
Okay, trying to get something started. Great carry from Hurt, though. Going to see a little bit of the kind of shenanigans happening in center stage. Both of them going to be able to find a back air. But now Chris, once again, stuck on this ledge. He just has to take his time, Koopa.
Ooh, there we go. That swift chin music with the up tilt. Going to be able to catch the PSI magnet, trying to, you know, move in there. So Hurt able to strike first and then relatively okay-ish percent here. Oh, it's what I would say. That up air able to stay through that up B.
You know what they say, Koopa, if it doesn't work the first time, I'm sure it'll work the next 5. You're going to be able to stay stubborn with it and be able to find that stock here. PkChris has to be able to recover here, not instead of going for the stage, actually going to air dodge all the way through. Has to make it back onto the ground right now. Nice spot dodges here. Hurt, though, trying to find an opportunity to prop Chris up. We're starting to get into that scary moment. C4 placed in the center stage. Chris very close to it right now.
Ooh, jump there. Not a move you see quite often. There we go to Nikita, going to provide a lot of pressure off stage, force the high recovery, does not detonate fast enough for Hurt to get a punish out of it, so Chris is going to get a second lease on life here.
So close, going to be able to heal off of the side magnet as well. The top of the Cypher is going to hit on Chris here. Now Chris has to recover. Nikita not going to be enough. He's definitely recovering a lot better than previous games here, Koopa. Tries to find the down air, but it is going to be the top of the Cypher that once again messes up that approach.
All right, PK Thunder going to provide a little bit of coverage here. Again, the air dodge back in. Going to get punished by the dash attack. Get away from me, Nikita.
It doesn't matter, though, when you have Snake kind of dashing towards you. It's not going to be able to stop here. See what exactly Chris is going to do. Going to get propped up by the C4. Hurt still, once again, this consistent output of damage that's so beautifully placed. It gives such a hard time for all these players to get around. It doesn't matter how many projectiles you have. It's just such a trick. And still, once again, these Cyphers are just messing up Chris's approach so much.
There we go, just trying to find the opening he needs here. You know, one solid conversion here from Chris, and he's back in the game, but I don't know if Hurt's going to be able to give it to him. He's covering the ledge so nicely right now in all of Ness's landings.
Okay, still Hurt, going to now stack on a lot of damage. Here comes Chris, though. Finds that forward air from ledge, trying to line it for a back air, but Hurt is going to win the priority war here. Trying to get something started here, going to heal a little bit more, but honestly, it feels like that's what Hurt is looking for now, just to line himself up. Magnet hands, though, will get Chris back to stage, but a beautifully placed Nikita is going to send Hurt up in the set 2-1.
Truly hanging on the edge of tomorrow for sure. That's going to send us to the game 4 here, so again, Just expert stuff right there from Hurt. You know, it really felt like when Chris was at his advantage, he really had nowhere to go. So there we go. That C4 off the ledge. You know, we've seen it time and time again from Snake. That move just covers so many options. The hitbox is huge. You know, it didn't really feel like, you know, the lack of platforms definitely showed its face here, you know, in terms of Chris trying to get back to the ground.
Here's the problem, though, Koopa, right? Let's just say Chris wins the next game. We're going back. We're going back here right away. And that's kind of the hard part, right? It's like, you know what? Like, sure, I can bring this to a game 5, but I have to understand how to play on this stage. Going to Hollow Bastion, though. So Hollow Bastion has become a very loved stage for a lot of players because that center platform, and the stage just kind of works out a little bit better than Smashville. I think with a longer stage at the bottom just feels a little bit better. See how this one is going to go. PkChris needs 2 games to continue on into this top 8 as Hurt only 1 to go.
Yeah, let's see if Chris can send it to a game 5 or if Hurt can punch his ticket right here and there. Again, starting off the game, you know, very strong in Chris's favor. You know, quick little fair swing, forcing a high recovery from Snake, allowing both players to kind of reset here.
Now it is all up to Chris. How do we continue to hold this damage as much as possible? Great parry, and I find that we're doing a lot better with getting more of these consistent damage strings, but still Hurt. I mean, you can't sleep on him at all. We'll be able to find the falling up air into the grab, though, but can we do a little bit more? Hurt, though, some of these attacks on shield are getting me a little nervous.
Yeah, it's certainly scary stuff. You know, Ness's punish game is nothing to be slept on for sure. Good drag down fair from Chris. The back throw, naturally not in a KO percent yet, but it's going to force a disadvantage scenario here. Not going to get the last hit of the up air.
Working on it, trying to stack some more damage as we go through, but still, goodness, it's just the way that Hurt was able to bring this so close back after Chris had such a strong start. The Nikita sending left and right here. You know how badly Chris wants this grab here. We'll back air through the Nikita to get it offline here, but once again, we're stuck in the same spot. Where do you go off the ledge?
Yeah, that was just the expert placement of the mortar there from Hurt, forcing Chris to recover past the ledge and the down air. Gonna river dance on him to get that KO, so.
Now trying to figure it out. Still, though, it's all up to Hurt to now just hold the lead, right? And this is exactly what he needs to do. He needs to get Chris a little bit frantic so he starts falling into a lot of these projectiles. And honestly, these just simple down tilts here to create space are exactly what he needs, right? He's still doing a really good job of holding this damage, getting these one hits and going, but look at this. Every approach that Chris has for him, Hurt is ready for. And not only is Hurt ready for it, he's capitalizing off of them extremely well. Yeah, the wheels have kind of fallen off here for PkChris. You know, 3-stock the one lead for Hurt. Able to get that stock off right there, but Chris is going to have to play the perfect game here, Emily, to get back into the thick of things. Definitely not impossible. You know, again, Snake is a character where if you get your hands on him for long enough, you know, his disadvantage state leads to some pretty heavy combo strings. Yeah, heavy is right, Kyle. Trying to get something going here. Great parry, though. Here comes Chris. Finds the drop-off back air here, but no tech from Hurt. Chris just can't get high enough to find his own back air here. Gonna be able to heal, but once more, it's just the way the Hurt is just ready to go. There you go. Recovers high once again, and then uses the C4 very nicely there. Definitely something to have to keep in mind here if you're Chris. Good back out through the platform. Ooh, okay, so close here. Finds the PK fire. We just need this stock right now. If Chris wants to do it, but unfortunately doesn't have enough time to launch the PK rocket, and now we're stuck between a C4 and a hard play. We'll be Hurt. Moving on to top 8 after a hard-fought set with PkChris as the crowd claps for another member of Tri-State attempting to hold their own. But my goodness, Hurt, just, you can't count this guy out ever. Yeah, that was a tough spot to be put in if you're PkChris there. Again, Hurt covered the ledge so nicely in all 4 of these games. You know, just a myriad of options of C4, the grenades you have to pay attention to, obviously using the mortar, Nikita, and that long-lasting hitbox at down air. It just felt like whenever Chris is at the ledge, it felt like it almost could result in a stock. And, you know, tough scenario to be in, but, you know, you're not out of it just yet if you're PkChris. You still have a loser's bracket to keep the run alive and Hurt. You'll have to see it. You know, again, top 12 player in these last Lumi rank, and, you know, going to put you second in the winner's side of top 8. Speaking of that winner's side of top 8, we have it all confirmed now after a couple of amazing close sets, man. I mean, Spargo DeBuzz to start us off, and then you have Syrup and Hurt. This has been a crazy run. I just can't believe that so many players who we anticipated to have in winner's side of top 8 are not actually there. It goes to show this game is not dying just yet.
No, not yet. And this has just been one of the hardest tournaments so far. You know, dare I say hardest tournament of the year. It's been 5 days.
Stop
so.
it.